Hello, everybody. Welcome to Youth Connect. I'm Aiden.
I'm Kevin.
I'm Joshua.
I'm Nibras.
I'm Jeffrey.
And welcome to our Youth Connect. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Youth Connect. For anybody that doesn't know what Youth Connect is, I just have a short description. Youth Connect is a news, interest, entertainment show that was created during the pandemic for the community, by the community. We are all part of the All Ability community who have their own podcasts, want to play music, want to go into acting and broadcasting work. It's a show that I know that you are going to love. You already met my other co-hosts. We got Jeffrey, we got Joshua, we got Nibras, we got Kevin. But first off is myself with gaming news. Okay, guys. So first things first. What is the first gaming news? Well, we have to do our Spotlight Game of the Week, a game that I want to shine the light on. And today's Spotlight Game of the Week is actually a really interesting one. It's called World Box. Now, what kind of name is World Box? Well, World Box is a free garden simulation sandbox game. In this sandbox game, you create life and watch it prosper. But not just that, guys. You can select an alternative amount of characters where you could start off with animals like sheep, cows, wolves. You can even do humans to start off a civilization to build off your own. You could do mythical creatures like orcs, elves, dwarves, and many other magical creatures. This game is really interesting because not only that, so imagine, Sandbox is pretty interesting, guys. Imagine you get to watch the world grow. You get to see your characters that you put in your thing, watch them grow, watch them expand their civilization, build houses, build like cities and all that. But imagine if you add a bit of silliness to it. Obviously, you can replicate some natural disasters like tornadoes, volcanoes, geysers, huge droughts, huge magical beams of energy just firing at the earth. But now we get into the silly factor. This is not just a world box game, guys. You can have multiple different worlds where you can create it to your will. It is a create your own world game where you can create mountains and all sorts of different type of stuff. But the main factor that I want to include, guys, is that you can do some very silly things. If you want to start a little bit of a zombie apocalypse, you can start a zombie virus in one side and the humans have to fight against the zombies. You could drop a giant bowling ball on the world, which will bounce around and then explode. You could have a giant giga crab come down onto the world and shoot lasers all over the area. It is really wacky. It's a game that makes you use your creativity. You can create the most beautiful place and then have it destroyed in mere seconds. You are in control of your own world. You can do what you want and where you want it. You can spawn in wolves. You can spawn in ghosts, dragons, massive amounts of creatures. You can summon great idol statues. The world is your sandbox, and World Box is that game. So if you want a bit of silliness, if you want to see how would people start cultivating in a random world, they're just randomly placed down, and you could give them superpowers. You could give them the power to see everything. You could make them a genius. You can put some geniuses against you could put geniuses against demigods. You could do whatever you want, but your creativity is the limit. Anyways, though, next up is Kevin, and Kevin has with us some all-important news.
Hello, everyone. You are tuned into You Connect with me, Kevin Aruja. As always, I have news and some interesting fact. So now, let's go to the headlines. The power restoration efforts underway after the destructive Ontario storm. Doug Ford widens lead in final stretch of Ontario's election campaign. Spadina Fort York to see 75% cut in number of polling stations in election day. And Canada's Denis Shapovalov upset by Denmark's Rune in first round of French Open. Crews are working to restore power to more than 150,000 Ontario customers who are still without hydro after a deadly storm swept through the province on Saturday. At least 10 people died and three communities declared state of emergency after the storm that downed trees, brought down power lines, and damaged property. In Ottawa, where it's still expected to be a day or two before all residents get power back, a local school board is reopening schools that have hydro this morning. The Ottawa Charlottetown District School Board had closed all schools on Tuesday as the city dealt with aftermath of the storm. As of early Wednesday morning, Hydro on Ottawa is working on restoring power to approximately 68,000 customers. Dockford and the Progressive Conservative Party have won in their lead ahead of next week's Ontario election, a new survey suggests. The Nanos research said that 37.3% of decided voters in the latest survey intend to cast a ballot for the PCs. The Liberal remain in second at 28%, but are now being challenged by Andrea Horwath and the NDP, who are now at 23.2% among decided voters. The race is close in the GTA, but when Ford and the Tories have just a 4-point lead over the Liberals, but in the rest of Ontario, the party enjoys a 15-point lead over the Liberals. A downtown riding will see a 75% cut in the number of polling stations open for voters on election day next week. Torontonians in Spadina for York will only have 29 polling starts to cast their ballots next Thursday, compared to 160 stations that were available in the 2018 election. Elections Ontario says the reduction in polls will make the voting process easier, faster, and allow for physical distancing among the pandemic. Elections Canada said the loss of stations was also partly due to finding larger locations to allow for physical distancing. Advanced polls are now open for the provincial elections, and polls will be open at election day, June 2nd from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. And now on the sports news, Canada's Denis Shapovalov has been bounced from the French Open. The product of Richmond Hill, Ontario lost to Denmark's Holger Rune with a score of 6 out of 3, 6 out of 1, 7 out of 6 or 4 in the Grand Slam tournament's first round. Shapovalov was the 14th seed headed to the clay court event and Rune was unseeded. It was the first time the 23-year-old Shapovalov played the 19-year-old Rune, who was ranked 40th in the world. Shapovalov committed 53 unforced errors to Rune's 19, and the Canadian six aces were cancelled out by the six double faults. Shapovalov fought back in the third set to force a tiebreaker but fell behind with a score of 3 out of 1 and couldn't recover, sailing a forehand wide on a match point. And on the weather news, mainly cloudy with 40% chance of showers, risk of a thunderstorm late this afternoon, high 21, humidity index 27, UV index 7 or high. Saturday and Sunday we have a mix of sun and clouds with highs of 23 and lows of 15. And now for our interesting fact of the week. You know, what are some of our favorite desserts of all time? You guessed it. It's all-time favorite. It's ice cream, right? We all scream for ice cream. Let's get into the story. Ice cream's origins are known to reach back as far as the 2nd century BC, although no specific date of origin nor inventor has been disputable credited with the discovery. Over 1,000 years later, Marco Polo returned to Italy for the Far East with a recipe that closest resembled what is now called sherbet. Historians estimated that his recipe evolved into ice cream sometime in the 16th century. Records kept by a Chatham Street, New York merchant show that President George Washington sent approximately $200 for ice cream during the summer of 1790. In the 1940s through the 1970s, ice cream production was relatively constant in the United States. As more prepackaged ice cream was sold through supermarkets, traditional ice cream parlor and soda fountains started to disappear, and now specialty ice cream stores and unique restaurants that features ice cream dishes have surged in popularity. These stores had and restaurants are more popular with those who remember the ice cream shops and soda fountains of days past, as well as the new generations of ice cream fans. And now for the facts about the ice cream. It takes 12 pounds of milk to produce just 1 gallon of ice cream. The most popular flavor is vanilla, then chocolate, and some of our strangest flavor found are avocado, garlic, chili, licorice, sizzling cheese, and of course bacon. And least but not least, ice cream, headaches, or brain freeze is a result of the nerve ending of the roof of your mouth sending a message to your brain and a loss of heat. With that sweet treat, we come to the end of my segment. This is Kevin Aruja signing off. Seeing you in next day, same time. And now over to Aiden's gaming news.
Man, last week was French fries, and now this week is ice cream. Now, I don't know about you, but a lot of people tell me that ice cream and French fries go together like a match made in heaven. I don't know about about myself. I don't think it's a really good match, but a lot of people agree. And I hope if you guys like the ice cream, make sure to comment down below so you guys can share your thoughts about it. Anyways, on to our second gaming news. So, did you guys know that Sony had a new VR headset coming in called the PlayStation VR 2? Well, yes. The PlayStation VR 2 recently just had that it's expected to have 20 major titles available for its PlayStation VR 2 headset at launch, according to a company investor presentation. While it didn't confirm the names of developers of all the games, a slide confirmed that the list will be made up of a combination of first and third party titles that and suggested it will include the previously announced Horizon spin-off Horizon Call of the Mountain. Importantly, we don't have a release date for Sony's forthcoming VR headset, which the company has been slowly revealing details over the past year and a half. Do note, guys, that they were going to manufacture this headset all the way back in February 2021. So it's been about a year and a bit. And the designs of the controllers were released in the following month. However, it wasn't until this year, guys, that it was officially announced the headset's name, specs, and design. Analysts estimate that they expect the headset to be released next year, which makes sense. Now, I don't know about you, but the headset name VR2, I feel like they could have come up with something fancier than just VR2. But you know what? I am not a multi billion dollar company, and they can come up with their own designs and their own names. It looks interesting, guys, and stay tuned because this will be a developing story for this VR headset. Anyways, next up is Joshua, and Joshua has with us good story news and, of course, your very favorite animal news.
Good afternoon and welcome to You Connect Now for a good news story. Anthony Piard can now claim the title of Doctor, Delivery, and Dad. Last Friday morning, Piard and his partner Julia Turpin were driving from Ottawa to the Pembroke Hospital to give birth to their new baby girl. The couple says they recently moved to Ottawa from the Valley to be closer to family. Piard says they were 10 minutes away from the Pembroke Hospital on Highway 17 when they ran out of time as the contractions got closer and closer. The 27-year-old then says he pulled onto the side of the road and didn't know what to do, so I phoned 911 and tried to get someone from the ambulance online. PR tells CTV News, and as soon as he picked up the phone, the baby was already out and crying in her lap. It was terrifying, remembers Turpin, the new mom who was sitting in the passenger seat. I didn't know what was going to happen. I'm just happy everything turned out good. When with the hard work done, Piard says the emergency operator instructed him to tie a shoelace around the umbilical cord while they waited for help to arrive. They reached into the back seat and grabbed a bunch of sweaters to make sure they were warm. I cleaned her all up and we sat on the side of the highway for about 15 minutes waiting for the ambulance to come, says Piard. The couple says they picked out the name River for their daughter last year, but little did they know how appropriate the name would come would become to be because the baby was born near Rat River where they pulled over. With everyone happy and healthy, Piart is looking forward to a less eventful drive back home. Just a miracle that it happened the way it did. Now to another good news story. A group of good Samaritans worked together to save a woman in a traffic while she suffered a medical emergency in Boynton Beach, Florida. The woman in the driver's seat lost her consciousness and her car began to enter the intersection. Her coworker, who was in another vehicle, noticed her slump over the steering wheel. She ran across the lanes and alerted other motorists by waving her arms. Many drivers got out of their vehicles and worked together to stop the moving car. One of them quickly grabbed a dumbbell from her car and another one smashed the rear window using it. A man then reached to the front through the broken window and unlocked the side door. The car was put in park and the Good Samaritans pushed the car to safety. A nurse who was at the scene provided medical attention until the fire department arrived. The Boynton Beach Police Department posted the posted the video footage online in hope of finding the kind-hearted strangers who came together to help save the woman's life. Wow, what an incredible rescue by people being at the right place at the right time. Now turning to animal interest news. Two Asiatic black bear cubs rescued after men stole them from the wild. Global animal welfare organization Four Paws has rescued two female Asiatic black bear cubs that were confiscated by the authorities in Lao Chau province in northwestern Vietnam on May 13th. The authorities arrested a man carrying a suspicious looking sack that he was holding the bear cubs in. He confessed to having caught them in a field and wanted to sell them. The authorities asked Four Paws to take the cubs into its care at the bear sanctuary Nibin, located 11 hours away. The cubs named B, B and M, who are almost likely siblings, have arrived safely at their new home and will receive all the care they need to grow into healthy bears. Both cubs are very small, only weighing 2.4 and 3.3 kilograms, but otherwise they are in good health. In recent years, the team at Bear Sanctuary Nibin has has had raised 5 bear cubs rescued from similar circumstances as B and M and are therefore highly experienced with the needs of such young bears. Sadly, releasing the bear cubs back into the wild is not possible. There are no safe wild places in Vietnam and no projects to set up to reintroduce bear cubs into the wild. Since 2005, it is forbidden by the law in Vietnam to hunt, trap, possess, kill, sell, or advertise live bears or bear products in an effort to tackle illegal wildlife trade to end bear farming. This is Joshua Show reporting for you. Connect. That's it for me. Now I'll send it back to you, Aiden.
Thank you so much, Joshua. You know what? I am so sad to hear that those cubs were stealing. I can't believe why would people steal some baby bears? But you know what? Bear market is a very dangerous place, and selling of animals is definitely a crime that should not be allowed. So if you guys see a baby cub, do not take the baby cub. Leave it be. Why would you even take it in the first place? Some people are very silly. Anyways, for my final board game news, or my video game news, I guess I spoiled it a little bit. We gotta do our board game of the week, similar to our video game of the week, but now it's a board game! And today's board game of the week is called Cryptid. You have studied the footage, connected the dots, and gathered what meager evidence you could. You're close! Soon the whole world will know the truth behind the cryptid. A group of like-minded cryptozoologists have come together to finally uncover the elusive creature, but the glory of discovery is too rich to share. Without giving away some of what you know, you will never succeed in locating the beast, but reveal too much and your name will be long forgotten. Cryptid, guys, is a unique deduction game of honest and mixed direction in which players must try to uncover information about their opponent's clues while throwing them off of their own scent. Each player holds one piece of evidence to help them find a creature. And on their turn, they can give as much information as they can to find out where and when this cryptid creature is found. But watch out, if you give up too much information, your opponent might beat you to the mysterious animal and claim the glory for themselves. I absolutely love a mystery kind of game. This makes me be like, you can't trust anyone that you're playing with. They could be hiding information, they could be lying about it. Who knows? And this game is all about deduction. You're honestly trying to misinform people, and you're trying to gain information from others. So you got to keep in mind, what is the cryptid monster? What could it be? But this game is absolutely amazing. I love board games so much because they share a story that sometimes could not be told in other fashions. It's like basically bringing a video game into a board gaming platform. If you guys like this, make sure to share your findings. Is Cryptid really interesting? If you enjoyed Cryptid and you bought it and you tried it out, make sure to share with us how you felt about it. It's really important to hear our audience's opinions on stuff because it's important to include the community. But anyways, next up is Nebraska. Nebraska has with us some entertainment and podcast news.
Hello, everybody. How are you guys today? My name is Nibras Khan, and I'm yours for the entertainment news. Let's get straight in our top three. And our top three is about Sony is reportedly working on a Horizon Zero Dawn series with Netflix. According to a report from Japanese tech and software analyst David Gibson, the news comes as the same day Sony Pictures presented its 2022 business segment briefing. Though Horizon series is not mentioned in the presentation documents, this production with Netflix will join the ranks of many other PlayStation properties that Sony is currently developing a series or movies at various streaming platforms and networks. Among the most notable are the God of War series likely coming to Amazon Prime. It's a show, as well as a Gran Turismo series that's in development. Sony has previously announced a Ghost of Tsushima movie that will be written by Chad Stahelski. There's also a Twisted Metal series in development with cast that includes Anthony Mackie, Steve Campbell, and Stephanie Beatrice. Though the series does not have a release date yet, the furthest along of all Sony's current projects is likely its HBO adaptation of The Last of Us. I'm so excited for this Last of Us, which will star Pedro Pascal, The Mandalorian, and Bella Ramsey, Game of Thrones, and is being created by Craig Mazin. The Last of Us TV series does not have a trailer or release date yet, but it's expected to come out sometime 2023. Oh my god, is amazing news. So I love movies, I love TV shows, and you all know I love watching diverse and new shows or new movies that have new ideas, and this is one of them, right? It's just amazing. Creating games into movies is just amazing. I mean, for me, it's just amazing creating games that you play and now you're gonna watch that. It's just mind blowing, right? If you like this story, comment down below. Now to my second story. Now, before I go to my second story, I like to give you guys a fact of the day, and today's fact of the day is, drum roll, please. Did you guys know in some countries, even today, in some countries, there are light showing, meaning they don't have electricity? Yes, that's true. In some parts of Pakistan, even nowadays, they don't have electricity. What I mean by that, in some hours, meaning 4 to 2, oh sorry, 2 to 4, electricity goes out, right? And for some time they don't have electricity, meaning the whole thing goes out for the whole block, not even in one house. It is just interesting because right here, electricity never goes out. We always have electricity 24/7. If there is a storm, yeah, of course it goes out sometimes, but not a lot, right? It's just mind blowing that in this day and age, and still people are still witnessing electric shocks, that are still they have no electricity for some time. It comes again, but it goes again for a few hours. So one more thing I wanted to tell you is now it's way better. People have generators, UPS, meaning it's something like generated. They have generators, so they don't have feel the electricity. Some of the things they can use with the generator. But when I went to in Pakistan in 2011, 2011, I was a really small kid. I went alone actually. So what happened was there the system was like electricity was going out 9 to 11, 2 hours, and then 2 to 4, 2 hours, and then 7 to 9, 2 hours. 3 4 times a day electricity used to go out. Now, like I just said, it's much better. People have generators and they can afford that, right? But some people still cannot afford that. Yeah, if you like this fact, comment down below. I really like this fact, right? So now to my second story. So my second story is about Star Wars. Yes, true. Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy explains the lack of Star Wars movies news at Star Wars Celebration 2022. After a 3-year delay due to the COVID-19, Star Wars Celebration officially kicked off the anniversary of Star Wars Attack of the Clones and on the eve of premiere of Obi-Wan Kenobi. So anticipation for Star Wars projects is high. The celebration kicked off with a number of major announcements on the television side of things from Lucasfilm, including the first trailer and premiere date for Andor. News that The Mandalorian Season 3 will premiere on Feb 2023, and that Jude Law had signed on for the lead role in the John Watts produced series Star Wars Skeleton Crew. Even non-Star series got the spotlight, as audiences were given their first look at Willow, coming to Disney Plus November 30th, 2022. However, the movie news side was rather non-existent, meaning they had no movie news, which is just mind-blowing. With the only major announcement from the film side coming from the first image for upcoming Indiana Jones 5 set for release in June 2023. This left many wondering where the Star Wars movie news was. The red carpet at Star Wars Celebration, Kennedy tells Variety that the reason for the lack of Star Wars movie news was due to the studio wanting to put the focus on all the television series they have coming. She hints that there will be more other opportunities to showcase the films, and while she doesn't have any other further details, Kennedy might be hinting at some major reviews at D23, which is scheduled for September 9/11, 2022. So this is good news, but it's also bad news because they didn't show any movie news. But in a logistics side or in a business side, I do understand why they would show more why would they show more shows rather than movie news, because maybe they want to promote shows rather than movies. And like I just said, D23 is coming in September. Maybe they would do it. They would show more movie news in September. Stay tuned for that. Right. Before I conclude, I want to say something. It is funny, but whenever I leave a voicemail, this is my whenever I conclude, as you know, I say, hey, thank you for so much. Back to it, and I say this, right. So whenever I'm having a voicemail, right, I say, okay, thank you so much. Take care. And I literally sometimes say back to Eden. It's very funny, and I have actually said back to Eden a few times because it slips out of my mouth. It rolls out of my mouth because I say it every week. And I also practice it. So I have a habit of saying that, and I hope you like that. I hope you like my section of the show. And that's all from me. As always, this is Nibras Khan from Youth Connect. I'll see you all next week. Thank you. Take care. Back to Eden. Bye, guys. Thank you.
Brad, the message at the end was absolutely amazing. You know what? There's a huge quote to say. You know what? Bad habits, they never die. They always never die. They stick with you till the end. And you know what? Sometimes it bleeds into your everyday life, and that happens. I it's just funny to hear that, Brad. You know what? Thank you so much, Nibras. Also interesting, the Obi-Wan Kenobi is going to be a really good show. Apparently, I heard that it was going to be another knockoff, but actually, it's really dark and it gets into it pretty good. It ties some loose ends and really just follows the Star Wars premise. You know what? They've been doing really good with the Star Wars films, so I'm looking forward for the rest of them. Anyways, though, next up, we got to do the final bit of our Youth Connect, the cherry on top, in my honest opinion. We always have to do live music with our live musician, Jeffrey.
Hi, everybody. Hope you're doing great out there. This is Jeffrey, your live musician. I'm gonna be playing an original song, which lyrics by Aiden, music by myself, Jeffrey, and it's called War. So hope you like it. Fighting, killing, pain, war. You got to be kidding me. How old are you? Didn't you grow? Can't you see it's wrong? Just because you don't belong. I wanna know, I wanna know, I wanna know, I wanna know. Is your heart is too small? Your compassion all time low. Do you have no sympathy? I wanna know. We are all one family, brothers, sisters, mothers and fathers. They teach us to love, to be kind, to forget, to value life above all else, to be true. So let go of all your lies. Wipe the tears from our victims' eyes. Teach yourself to be wise. I wanna know, I wanna know, I wanna know, I wanna know. Is your heart is too small? Your compassion all time low. Do you have no sympathy? Oh, I wanna know. We are all one family, brothers, sisters, mothers and fathers. They teach us to love, to be kind, to forget, to value life above all else, to be true. So let go of all your lies. Wipe the tears from our victims' eyes. Open yourself to be wise. I wanna know, I wanna know, I wanna know, I wanna know. Stop wars. Thank you, everyone. This is Jeffrey, your live musician. I'll see you all next week. It's back to you, Aiden. Bye, everybody.
My goodness, Jeffrey. You know what? You just made the beat that fits the song so perfectly. It is just a heartwarming song, and I really hope that you guys enjoyed the lyrics. You know what? Jeffrey's song was the music and the lyrics put together. It's just literally a match made in heaven. Thank you so much, Jeffrey, for making that amazing song. And I hope that you guys liked it as well. If you liked it as well, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
Right.
And don't forget to click the notification bell.
Other than that, guys, I really hope that you enjoyed this episode of Youth Connect, and we will see you all next time. Just want to say thank you, Joshua. Thank you, Nibras. Thank you, Kevin. And of course, thank you, Jeffrey. Anyways, guys, have a good weekend, and we will see you all next time. Goodbye, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Good weekend.